everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, and this is my review of episode 7 of Married at First Sight season 4. Now we start on the last days of the honeymoons. Now with John and Deb, John had moved out of their apartment. They are given a box of questions by the matchmakers to answer together, and that did not go well. John says he doesn't see it lasting. He says, I see things some way and she sees it another. We are in paradise, but it feels like hell. Now over at Jonathan and Cheryl, Jonathan can't get over Cheryl saying she wasn't attracted to him. So he thinks any advances he makes is then unwanted. Jonathan says that he has to reassess where things stand. Now over with Jessie and Michelle. Jessie says they're getting along very well and things are improving day by day. Now, following from last week's reveal where Sharon admitted to Nick that she had cheated in the past, so that unresolved issue was clearly causing tension. And eventually Nick said that even though it's happened in the past with Sharon, he was happy to overcome it and put it aside because it is her. So the relationship is now back on track again. Now after their honeymoon, they've all come back from their honeymoons and they are attending the first weekly couples group dinner party. They all wondered how the other couples went with each other. Cheryl says she doesn't feel like she will walk in with her husband, but a complete stranger. Now, this first night of the dinner party, it's the first chance for the newlyweds to compare their experiences, and we see the couples arriving and interacting. Then Andrew walks in on his own. Now we find out he's actually friends with Sharon and Michelle and he plays mixed netball with them. He then fesses up and tells everyone at once where his wife is and what happened, and everyone is shocked. Anthony says that it's not good enough that she gave up after 10 minutes. Cheryl thinks Andrew is a top bloke. She feels sorry for him, and during the course of the evening they both talk and get along very well. Cheryl and John, however, did not talk to each other the whole night, and everyone noticed. Obviously, John and Cheryl aren't happy. They disengage, and Jonathan is distant with her. He was being quiet all night and watching Cheryl with Andrew. And he says that he doesn't feel that Cheryl wants it either. And even Scarlett can see that Cheryl and John are two different people. Eventually Cheryl and Jonathan had a sit down, and then she asked if he was trying to avoid her. She was trying to engage him and he was dismissive. She then said she was done and walked away and cried. Now over to Andy with Vanessa. Andy is extremely quiet, as expected, which is not a surprise, and Vanessa is doing all the talking. Vanessa says it's been more of a challenge for her. Well, like I say, I wasn't surprised at all because it was clearly what I had initially predicted. Now over with the twins and their partners, they are getting along really well. And over to Michael and Scarlett. He was being overly affectionate for appearance's sake, but it's not really working. Scarlett then gets along with Jonathan very well, as it turns out they're both conservative supporters, and Jonathan is a Trump supporter. Scarlett and Michael then start having an argument. Meanwhile, Deb is sitting there looking unhappy. Deb told Vanessa that John wasn't wearing his wedding ring for the last few days. And after some questioning by the girls, Deb said that he asked her if he was what she had expected. She said no, she expected a Polynesian man or someone with culture that wows her. Everyone then starts to side with Jonathan. Anthony chipped in to say that that's very rough. What to say John doesn't have that or couldn't wow her. Deb pushed back on the girls questioning her, then she picked up her bag and left. She says she doesn't want to sit there with 30-somethings being sided against and doesn't let her speak with no respect. John then went out looking for her and was advised that she had left. And said that he wasn't sure if she actually went back to the hotel or she was leaving the experiment altogether. Anthony and Nadia looked cozy and was looking around to see who was going to last and who wasn't. Now we do briefly see Sean and Susan together, and they were basically paying attention to each other the whole night. They are clearly in love and in their own love bubble. Now I'm going to be cynical and say that if all couples were like Sean and Susan, then this would be a pretty boring show. You can see that. There would be no problems and no dramas. So, you would then have to wonder if they were deliberately mismatching the couples because of the expected drama from a mismatch, and also in accepting inappropriate participants like Lauren for the drama aspect. What do you think? That's all for this episode. Let me know your thoughts by leaving your comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to be alerted to when my next video is posted. So until then, bye for now.